You're waiting for Mualani's first impressions, and I have an incredible desire to talk to you about the character. This character I've taken out, and I'll get it out in my free-to-play. I don't know how high you'll be watching this video, and I'm going to propose. Of course I'll get to the million with the ulti, 500,000 per byte, and I'll tell you a lot about the teams because it's got a lot of... The next day will be Mualani's legendary initial build because it will be updated when Maui comes out and more combination. But it surprised me, and it actually fulfilled almost everything I told you. There are already videos of accounts more or less decent. Something whales like Mualani, effectively putting 1 million per ulti, 500,000 per byte. I remember those same words were the ones I used when I knew about the kit in the beta before the character came out. And now it's actually real and pretty accurate. And above all, I'm going to talk about the equipment also related to the burn, or the dry pyro, and I've been watching the Thomasinian theme a lot lately, talking about her to play with this. Mualani, Deya, and Jiangling, which is a very interesting subject. So leave a good like, a good LT Bennett, subscribe, leave a good comment for the algorithm. Actually, look at this everybody, when you saw this right here, reminded you of Rubber. Well, the punch of Luffy that I haven't seen One Piece more or less, then the idea of the blows are like that Rubber, I don't know what. But basically Mualani here, you have it, these are the first impressions, as I said, to leave a good like. Okay. A good LT Bennett, subscribe, leave a good comment for the algorithm. It doesn't cost anything. It helps a lot, it's free. It recommends and it makes the channel stand up and grow a lot, so running. Thank you for supporting the channel, and we go with the first impressions of Mualani. First important, EEA against a single enemy. You can make 3 bytes and the ulti according to the team you play if you manage to keep the burn until the end. Deya Situka Xiangling. Toma more or less because it applies you already know quite badly. And Xinyan the same is also not the most consistent thing. Is watching a lot of hype with Xinyan. But it gives many clicks and many visits start talking about characters. Bad ones that now serve because not friends. The Xinyan case is not help not bad with Mualani. But the only 2 characters? To this day, they keep the Pyro's burn out of the field so that Mualani vaporizes his 3 hits and the ulti against A. Only enemy are Dehaya C2 and Xiangling. That's the first point. Second point, against several enemies you can get to do 5 bytes because the subject of those marquitas that come out every time you cross an enemy gives you a marquita of the fish that you're watching on screen, makes that when there are multiple enemies you can fill these marks first to shoot the bite first. And that every marked enemy gets a hit from Mualani, i.e. I thought it was very a target, and yet the multi-terrial damage of Mualani is much better what I thought, as long as all enemies have the burn, i.e. Xiangling or Deji, since Toma has a cone a small area forward and you can miss that burn forward in Xinyan, which is... What I'm saying is that people are getting very heavy with Xinyan has a very close and very short area, unlike the area Deji and Xiangling to reapply the burn. Then this is very important that I say it at first, but you have left already clear enough the pyro that really works with Mualani now. There are 2 kinds of Mualani teams in these first 8 impressions that are the pure burn teams only with a pyro, and then the rest of the characters that share that pyro. Hydro Animus and others are vaporized on burn. Personally, I think what is going to play the most and the most comfortable general is to make vaporized over burn with Mualani, because the burn keeps you very comfortable and gives you a damage as sub-support. DPS, very stable enemies, while Mualani is not being able to hit something that as you play only with pyro but with burn. The enemies won't get that damage. You won't have a stable damage outside of Mualani's own damage, and in fact play with Nahida. It's just going to bring you Nahida's 250 Masters buff, with which you'll get more damage or even play a tune. Within Nahida plus Emily, that's going to give you the 100 mastery of Nahida's plus 250 consonants that's going to be vaporized. With Mualani far more powerful, with which Mualani is strong is broken, that maybe when Mavuika comes out and you can activate both your full set and the full set of Mavuika may be broken better, then the Nouvelet is no better than the Nouvelet. I think it would stay right there, top 5, top 6, below Arlecchino, below the Gaming Inning. Best conditions below Nouvelet, of course, but above many other Genshin teams, it lacks much potential. To Mualani to really Mualani be what it can be, and that maybe if you exceed the top 5, you are missing a lot, I think. That until Mavuka comes out, we will not see the real potential of Mualani. The teams now are quite improvised, so that it more or less fulfills the mechanics and important in the field of equipment. This is very interesting to keep the burnous. Important with which to wear a Nahida bar Emily is amazing, but there is a team of Mualani, Xiangling, Baiju, Furina, very powerful, where Furina does not eliminate vaporized or burn imbued, for Mualani vaporizes. And then Mualani can benefit from the damage inflicted from Furina silks. Is a savage that equipment apart from that combinations of Mualani, Nahida, and a pyro that can be Xiangling or Deja are very well a team of Mualani, Nahida, Emily leave accordingly. Dendro and a spectacular burn is super strong, and a team of Mualani, Nahida, Bar, Emily, Deja also, but C2 and D. Last, put Yunjin or Candace for the normal attack bonus, and Candace certainly does not eliminate the vaporized, i.e. it doesn't steal your imbuation or burn, is also very powerful, and gives you the Dendro consonants with which a Candace team. Leave the two desert waifus with Mualani Nahida or Mualani Emily. In this case, Nahida, the master Bufo, gives you a damage. Amazing, but Emily against a single enemy in the background burn also gives you brutal damage. And when there are waves, then Emily is better than Nahida, are one of Mualani's best teams today. And finally, the potential damage that can come. To have your ulti, it is not yet possible to activate the 3 stacks of your talent that harms your ulti, because it asks you 3 loads. That this I teach you around here while I comment on it. Is this talent is 3 loads, is this right here from the Noctambula explosion. And those 3 loads would be equivalent to having 3 Natan characters on the team. That will be very complicated to get or pull. A rotation without ulti, and already the second with the 3 loads. Throw the ulti, and then put it to the best, and such that tomorrow that I have an incredible desire that you have the build tomorrow, and come to the directs, because this last day we have beaten all records. We've reached about 40 hours of extensible exchange. There's been a record of viewers we've put on, I don't know if in 2,500, such a thing for a moment in NATLAN. And if people, for me, NATLAN is the best region that has hit 10 hours of stream. That's nonsense. I'm recording this after the stream, and you're watching the chat here after the stream closes by saying goodbye to them up here, and thanks to the entire channel team that's helping me. Thanks here to the people who helped me a little bit with the main account so that I can bring you the content first. Thanks to Isaac that is growing me and leaving me Mualani list, so that the next day at the height is watching this video. Come to the stream's link here below the description, because I'm probably already talented 1.88 level 90, and I'll be testing teams, combinations, understanding and testing. All that's important, so I can bring you the build the day after you watch this video. So little more. These are the first Mualani impressions. Very powerful. Leave a good like, a good ulti. Bennett free, does not cost you anything. Thank you, really. Therefore, I support the channel. You do not know how happy the whole team is with everything that is being achieved. Thank you, and goodbye.